Okay, so deep in the Amazon, where you think nature is completely untouched, there's something buried that just shouldn't exist. It's a secret, really, that totally defies modern science. We're talking about soil. But not just any soil. This stuff was man-made thousands of years ago, and, well, it seems to be alive.
I know, it sounds a little crazy, right? But stick with me here. As we dig into the mystery of what's called Terra Preta, you're going to see that it might just be the truth. This stuff isn't just dirt. It's more like an ancient living machine.
So to really get how impossible this is, you have to understand what the Amazon soil is normally like. It's terrible. Seriously, it's this yellow, acidic, almost completely barren stuff. The constant heavy rains just wash away any nutrients. But then there's Terra Preta, the black earth. And it's this impossibly dark, super fertile soil that's been there for millennia. It completely rewrites all the rules.
Okay, let's get into it. This is where the story gets really strange. Because the simple truth is, this soil just shouldn't be there. Especially not in the Amazon, which is one of the most difficult environments on the planet for agriculture.
Get this. Scientists have found that this black earth covers thousands of square miles. And it's not a natural thing. Nope. It was deliberately created by humans. And here's the most mind-bending part. It has the unique ability to grow and reproduce itself. You can literally take a small piece of it, mix it with that barren yellow soil, and over time, that bad soil becomes more fertile black earth. It's as if it's alive.
The existence of this soil doesn't just challenge our science, it completely rewrites our history. It validates a story that for nearly 500 years, everyone dismissed as pure fantasy.
Way back in 1541, a Spanish explorer named Francisco de Orellana journeyed down the Amazon River. He came back with these wild tales of enormous cities, home to millions of people. But when other explorers went looking for them, they found nothing but dense jungle. For centuries, he was called a liar. The argument was pretty simple. The Amazon's awful soil could never support such a huge population. But Terra Preta changes everything. It's the proof that a massive advanced civilization could have thrived there.
Can you just imagine hearing that account back in the 16th century? It must have sounded like a madman's fantasy of El Dorado. But maybe Orellana wasn't describing cities of actual gold, but cities built on something far more valuable, a soil that created endless abundance. The jungle might have swallowed their buildings, but it couldn't erase their foundation.
All right, so if this soil was man-made, it leads to the big question. How did they do it? What was the recipe for this agricultural miracle? Well, it turns out we know the ingredients, we're just missing the instructions.
When scientists analyzed Terra Preta, they found a very specific mix of stuff. It has a special kind of charcoal, crushed up pottery, animal and fish bones, and literally thousands of years of organic waste. It's like a kind of super compost. But even with all these known ingredients, there seems to be a key element, a secret ingredient, or maybe a secret technique that's still a complete mystery to us. The key ingredient seems to be this stuff called biochar. Now, this isn't just burnt wood from a campfire, it's a special charcoal made by heating organic matter with very little oxygen. This process fundamentally changes its structure, creating this incredibly porous material that acts like a magnetic sponge. It just grabs onto nutrients and water, stopping them from being washed away, and it locks carbon in the ground for thousands of years.
And here is the truly humbling part. Our best labs with our most advanced technology have tried to recreate Terra Preta. They've mixed the same biochar, the same bones, the same organic material, and every single time, the result is just dead, useless soil. Something profound, some ancient piece of biological or chemical wisdom is completely lost to us.
Now, as if a self-regenerating, impossible soil wasn't enough, the scale and the design of this whole thing suggest a purpose far grander than just farming.
Scientists have discovered unique microbes in Terra Preta. We're talking bacteria found nowhere else on Earth. These microbes are the engine of the soil's immortality. They constantly recycle nutrients and are the very reason the soil can actually spread and grow on its own. The ancient Amazonians weren't just creating fertile ground, they were engineering a living biological system.
So, you've got these huge patches of living earth scattered all across the Amazon basin. You might just assume they were old farm plots or village sites, right? But what if their layout wasn't random at all? This brings us to the most staggering discovery of all. When researchers mapped the Terra Preta sites using satellite imagery, the pattern wasn't random, not even close.
The patches of black Earth scattered across the Amazon form a celestial map. They mirror the stars of our own Milky Way galaxy, an entire landscape bioengineered to reflect the heavens.
Why? I mean, why would a civilization take on such a massive celestial project? The answer might be the most profound part of this whole story. It seems they didn't do it for themselves. They did it for us.
The leading theory is that this ancient civilization somehow foresaw a future of ecological crisis and scarcity. So, as their final act, they didn't build monuments of stone that would just crumble over time. They bioengineered an immortal solution. They built a living system designed to outlast them and serve as a biological gift for whoever came next.
Think about that for a second. Every other creation of humanity, our buildings, our art, our technology, it all decays. It all fights a losing battle against time. Terra Preta is the only thing we have ever made that does the complete opposite. It doesn't weaken or fade. It grows stronger, more fertile, and more alive with each passing century. It's a legacy that actively improves itself.
So we're left with this: an immortal soil, a map of the stars written on the Earth, and a biological gift from a lost civilization. It's a technology that could help solve world hunger and climate change. And it feels like a message, left for us in the living memory of the Earth itself. The only question is, are we wise enough to understand it?